Well, welcome. Okay, thank you. I'd like to welcome all of you here today. I'm Sally Hewling, Chairman of Beaver County Conservation District and also the President of the FSA. And today we're holding a locally led meeting to visit with you guys about some of the big concerns that have been going on. And when we first decided to do this meeting, we didn't have near the concerns that we've got today. But we've got some guys here that will help you with those and to visit with you. We're going to let each of them talk a little bit about what they have to offer for us. And then we're going to go out in the foyer, and if you have personal questions or things you want to visit with them about your ranch or your farm or your personal concerns, they'll try to help you with those needs. The Conservation District is offering free dessert to everybody. All you have to do is go in there and fill your name out, and Carmen's made dessert for all of us today. But I do appreciate you being here. I most certainly appreciate Jeff and Jerry and their crew and staff for inviting us and hosting us today. First, I'm just going to tell you the ones that are going to speak today. Devin Testa from NRCS, Lauren Seisler from OSU Extension. We've got Jacob Bridwell from the Farm Bureau, Taylor Marshall from OCC, and then Heath Bellman from FSA, and he's got some other people to speak as well. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Devin Testa. I work for the NRCS office here in Beaver. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. So right now I'm working on contracting equip, and this meeting right now is a really important part of that. So the way that we determine our resource concerns that are going to be priorities for funding is through the locally led meetings. So there's a survey. If you haven't already filled one out, you can fill it out. Tell me what your priorities are. We look at that, and then the top 3 are what we're going to gear our funding towards. So we want you to be involved in this process, and this is your opportunity to be. The priorities for this year were plant pest pressure, so like your salt cedars, your eastern red cedars. That was our #1 priority. Then we have livestock water, water wells, solar pumps, tanks, all of that we could help with. And then wind and water erosion, which is normally grass planting. So like I said, if there's anything that you're like, this is what we need to be focusing on, fill out that survey, and that's how we can do that. I also wanted to discuss CRP Grasslands. It's a program that's headed up by our partners at FSA, but we do the technical side of it. So we go out and look at it, and we'll write a grazing plan on it. That sign-up period has started, and it's going to end May 13th. Any grassland is eligible, so expired CRP or grass that's never been in CRP would be eligible for that program. It's going to be considered CRP, but you have the ability to graze it, hay it, mow it yearly, as long as you follow some guidelines that we're going to give you. So, yeah, if that's something y'all are interested in, I've got more information in the foyer, and any questions that you might have about anything, feel free to come up and ask, and that's all I got.
I'm Lauren Seisler from the Beaver Extension office, and our office has been busy the last few days, you can imagine. Getting calls, people in need, a few wanting to make donations and stuff as far as hay, and we are continuing that, so if you want to call the office, come by the office, we can do it. But we're working closely with these groups over here. Again, most of the information that people have been impacted by this at this point in time is, work with FSA and get your information there. The previous, we've had several fires over the last few years, and but we had some donations the previous fire that we were able to distribute maybe faster than what the government's able to do. At this point in time, we haven't got that, so I guess it's somewhat of a bad news. Fencing, livestock loss, hay loss and stuff like that, get in touch with the FSA office.
My name is Jacob Ribble with Farm Bureau. I'm not sure how I fit in here as well as these guys. I would be a little bit after the fire. So if you guys need, if you don't have home insurance, you need to get over here and get something done with these winds and drought. We have cattle insurance for burns and also winter coverage as well. We offer a whole bunch of, a range of livestock insurance coverages. I don't have a whole lot more to say other than that, but if you guys have any questions on the insurance, you certainly could come in and talk to me about it. Like I said, we've got a wide range of stuff, and that's all I've got.
Hello everybody, my name is Taylor Marshall. I am the State Cost Share Coordinator for the Oklahoma Conservation Commission. It's great to be out here in Beaver today with you guys. I'm just here to talk to you guys about our State Cost Share program. State Cost Share is run by district level. I just coordinate the program for the state. I believe that Beaver County Conservation District offers what your natural resource concern is at the highest level, which is water resources. And you guys can get water wells, pipelines, heavy use protection areas, watering facilities, things like that. But I do want to encourage you to talk to your conservation district if there are things that you feel could aid your water resource concern that are not on that list, because if it isn't even offered by NRCS, they can speak to me about it and we can try to work something out. I'm all about progress and moving this program forward with the needs that might come about, so let us know. Our executive director, Trey Lamb, regrets that he could not be here today, but he did want me to let you all know that we currently have in legislative session right now an opportunity for some funding for the Emergency Drought Commission. This would go into effect if the governor declares that there is a drought, which would then allow the commission, the Water Resources Board, and the Department of Agriculture to decide what they would do with that funding. And it would also provide cost share opportunities for districts to provide cost share on some different practices that would aid in the drought. This has not been passed yet, but we're hoping it will be passed at the end of this legislative session. I don't have much else to say for today. I'd love to talk to you guys if you have any questions for me, and we appreciate all of you and everything you do.
How you doing, folks? My name's Heath Belvin. I'm the County Director at the Farm Service Agency here in Beaver. Just going to talk to you about a few things fire-related. Right now, we've got a few things in the works. We are in the process of implementing emergency grazing on CRP. With the primary nesting season coming up, that will look like a 50% stocking rate on your CRP acres that you graze during that time. And then we're also in the process of getting the ECP program implemented. And we've got a couple of representatives from our state office in Stillwater here to talk about that. And once we're done with all this, we'll be out here in the lobby. We can talk to some of y'all one-on-one and kind of get some more information on your specific operation, and hopefully get things in the works to get y'all some help and go from there. But with that, I'll introduce Kim Snyder. She's going to talk to you about ECP.
Hi everyone, I'm Kim Snyder. I am the Conservation Chief for Oklahoma, and like he said, he has requested implementation of the ECP program in order to help you all recover fences from the fire damage that you have. As soon as that is approved by the national office, which should be in the next week or two, then he will start a sign up, and it will last 30 days after that date. So be watching your text messages and listening to the coffee shop talk, and get into the office and be sure that you put in an application for any damage you have. And after they take those applications, the sign-up ends, then the funds come in. They have to request what they think they're going to need. The national office then approves that, and then they will send out your approvals and you can officially get started. Now Heath has requested a waiver, which we don't see any reason why it won't be approved, but it hasn't been officially approved yet, so that you can get started a little earlier, but he will let you know. When you're in the office, they will let you know when you can officially start. Anything you start before that official approval is at your own risk. It may or may not be paid. Just the way the rules go. Of course, anything that is creating an imminent danger, if your cattle are out on the road, you can immediately take care of any dangerous situations with no repercussions like that. Like he said, we'll be out in the lobby to answer more specific questions. I know most of y'all have been through a couple of fires, you kind of know how this works. The main thing is, with fences, usually you're just pulling them down and putting them right back where they were, or with fire, you're not doing a lot of splicing probably, your wire's probably not any good anymore. So there usually isn't any ground disturbance, and so we can usually forego a full environmental review. But if you're going to move any ground, or you're not allowed to move your fence, it needs to go back in the same place. But if you're going to do any digging or any kind of dozer work, you can't do that and have ECP pay without a full environmental review first and get that approval. So be sure that you talk with the county office and make sure if you need to do something like that, that you're approved. So we don't want you to be left out because you didn't realize something like that. Let's see what else. You're gonna the normal payment percentage is 75% of your cost for your average producer. For anyone who's socially disadvantaged or beginning farmer, or what's the other one? Limited resource, then you could qualify for up to 90% of cost share on those. In this instance for ECP, gender does not count as socially disadvantaged, so that women would be paid at the regular 75% rate, just like everyone else. You need to keep a log of everything you do. If you're renting equipment, keep a log of how much that cost, how many hours you used, what you used it for. If you're paying a contractor, it's a little simpler because all you need is their invoice marked paid with your name and address on it, and how many linear feet of fence that you had them replace for you. And we'll take that as all together. If you're doing it yourself, or you're paying your grandkids or whomever you're paying, there has to be canceled checks. Don't pay them in cash to be considered a valid expense. So keep track of everything. If you're using your own equipment, keep track of how many hours, exactly what it is, exactly what you did with it. And so just keep all of that so that when you turn in your receipts, you get the highest amount of cost share as possible. If you are making an application for ECP, you have to be the person on your receipts. If you have an LLC and the LLC is applying for ECP, your receipts need to be in the name of the LLC. So these are just some of the little things that you need to make sure whoever is incurring and taking care of the expenses needs to be the person who's on the application. That's probably a pretty good overview of the program. So like he said, we're going to be out there in a little bit, and you guys can come ask specific questions you have, or I have some papers for you if you want to take this with you. It kind of helps you refer back to it and know what's going on, in a couple of months when you don't remember what I said at all. So that's going to wrap up ECP, and I'm going to let Zane Fleming talk to you all about emergency grazing.
Yeah, I don't have too much on emergency haying. So he's going to open up emergency haying. Like he said, with the primary nesting season, we're going to be restricted to, that's what I mean, yeah, emergency grazing. With the primary nesting season going on, we're going to be restricted to 50% of the normal stocking rate on that CRP acreage. If you plan on doing any emergency grazing, make sure you contact your county office, let them know what you want to graze. You're gonna have some documentation you need to sign at the office. Probably need to mark a map on the acres that you want to graze. There's gonna be no emergency haying during the nesting season, so can't hay in May 1 through July 1. If we're still in emergency haying and grazing after the nesting season, you will be allowed to do haying then, but not during the nesting season. With grazing, you'll be able to have at least 90 consecutive days of grazing. Like I said, you have to make sure with the county office that they don't, if conditions change, we get some rain or something like that, they might take us out of emergency grazing, but the way things are looking with the fire and with the drought going on right now, I don't really see that happening. But like I said, 90 consecutive days. It can be before or after nesting season and also during. So whatever you want to do. And that's all I have, unless there's questions for me out there.
A huge thank you
I have
to
a
all.
question.
You go ahead.
Glenn Miller from Midwest Crop Protection. Is there any talk about the WHIP program coming back for the producers?
I haven't heard any word on WHIP yet.
Yeah, no talk about it, nothing.
No,
We need to get that out here. We're in bad shape.
As we get that information, we'll pass it along.
Okay.
Just like Glenn, any one of you that have questions, feel free to come visit with us. Like I said, get free dessert and come in and sign up and visit with us and talk to us. We're here to help you with the concerns that lay ahead, and I know they're big this year. And we appreciate so much you guys taking your time to listen to us, and thank you, Jeff, wherever you went, for having us.